one more for the game. Come, sit. You have passed the 13 gates. And you come to my table to play the game of life and death. Your stake is wagered. I refuse none who come here. Yet, I say, turn back.
Hey guys, Mitsurugi Jones with a new game, Hand of Fate. Now, it is sort of a tabletop game, third-person action, and RPG kind of all wrapped up into one. So let's just kind of go ahead and get into it and see what you think. Everything is narrated by this gentleman here.
Here is the first member of my court.
And you have to take down all the members of his court, which are suits of cards. This one just happens to be the Jack of Dust. Now, Dusts are a bandit clan. So anytime you come across like a 2 of dust, it means you're going to have to fight 2 bandits. But I'll show you that as the game progresses. And this will be the first little mini boss, and this will be a pretty quick level. We'll probably do this one and one more just so you guys can kind of get the feel to see if you like the game or if you don't. And then I haven't decided if I'm actually going to do an entire series on this. If you guys really want me to, go ahead and put it in the comments, and then that will help me determine whether we can put the time into this one or not. Right now it's just kind of an introductory so you get to see the gameplay, the art elements. It is a pretty sweet little game here.
Fair Merith, I'm not surprised.
One day in the shady forest you encountered an elf maiden. She stops to greet you. I am Merith, of the Forest Folk. My people have long helped the mortals of this realm. What boon would you ask of me? Well, I have full life. Let's go for supplies. Get some food cards up in here. And the food cards, as you travel through the map, you will consume food.
I'm sure you agree.
It does heal you 5 hit points at a time if you are under your total. And it is important, especially on longer journeys, to get as much food as you possibly can. Especially if you encounter her early on. Let's go ahead and move on. Master Lionel.
I was never a fan of illusion or pretense. Here I'll make an exception.
Whilst enjoying your evening meal at a local tavern, a strange old man takes a seat next to yours. He taps on your shoulder quite painfully with his wooden staff to get your attention. And you notice he appears to be a goblin, poorly disguised as a human. I'd say, look at that mustache. His wizened face grins at you with a hint of madness. My name is Master Lionel. If you give me what I need, boy, I will conjure you up Heart's Desire with this wizardry wand of my own creation. He cackles uncontrollably for a few moments and then sits patiently waiting for your answer. Well, since I don't have the gold, I'm going to go ahead and give him a little bit of bread. He considers the bread seriously before placing it carefully in his coat pocket, seemingly satisfied. Master Lionel taps the staff on the ground, a shield materializes at your feet. There you go, old bean. He smiles a warm grin and reveals all his chipped and yellow teeth. Your face reminds me of my son. I haven't met you before, have I? And you get a shield. I
cannot expect you to get by without some protection.
Now this is your first shield. I think every level that you play thereafter you get a shield to start with, but I'm not positive on that. It seems like every battle I've gone into I've had a shield, so we go ahead. We'll get into the game mechanics on how the shield works when we actually go into battle. But for right now, I'll just be satisfied with the fact that I have a shield.
Opponent's ranged attacks using your shield. Make good use of this skill if you wish to survive.
Then, before you can stop him, with inhuman speed, he snatches a pickled onion off of your plate and runs out the door. Ooh, the Twisted Canyon.
That first moment, that glinting weapon, the call to action, to adventure. Truly, there is nothing like it.
Now, we have the choice. There is a weapon down in the Twisted Canyon. We have a choice to climb down and retrieve the weapon or leave it. Now, if we choose to climb down and retrieve the weapon, we have a roll or a Find the Queen sort of style gameplay where you have to pick the success card over the failure card, and very carefully I've made my way down to the bottom of the canyon, and I get my equipment card. It is a weapon card, actually. And yay, a sword for 23 damage. Yes, I like it. It's better than the rusty axe that I have, which only does 20 damage. So we're going to go ahead and equip that.
A moment to savor. That will make you much more effective.
Yeah, I'd agree. Now,
bound once more, seeking the heart of it all.
The different suits in the game are different types of character. Like, Dust represents bandits. Scales represents lizard men. There's two more suits. We have the skeletons, which are the bones, and
show some aptitude for the game.
And Plague, which are rat men. The suit of Plague. You will also encounter these little shops as you go through the map, and you can either stop or just pass by. As I have no gold, I'm just going to go ahead and pass that one straight up into Dead Man's Gorge.
I'm sure it's not called Dead Man's Gorge without reason.
While crossing an ancient rope bridge of the Dead Man's Gorge, you hear sounds of movement from below. It's an ambush. Draw one Monster card. So, we've drawn the two of Dust, which means we're going to have to fight two bandits. No big deal. They're pretty easy, especially this first level here, but this will be a first look. I love the way that they kind of place you on the map and the different cards come down and it gives you your equipment or weapons. It's pretty cool art style.
Counter your opponent's attacks.
Now your movement is your WAS and D keys. If you want to stun, you hit your right mouse button and attack left mouse button. Space is going to dodge and Q is counter. If you have a shield, or you can even counter with a sword at times. Now, as we're just going to go ahead and test this out, that green sort of halo that appears over their head, when that comes up and you hit the Q, you do some sort of Superman style like stuff. It reminds me, nice, the death blow with the shield to the head broke his neck. Awesome. It reminds me a lot of sort of like God of War or Prince of Persia, but real kind of watered down version of that. And it looks like we get 3 gain cards. So we get a piece of equipment, which I already have a sword, so
most fundamental symbol of might for an age.
Not really sure. I guess I might as well equip it. I'm not really sure why. There's no reason.
Really?
Why not have a brand new sword,
Is that
right?
What you're going to do?
I just barely got to break that other one in, though, but whatever. Also gave me some gold and some food, which is nice. And here we go. Nice little ambush here.
What did you think would happen with a card?
The game has a nice aesthetic
ambush,
style.
eh?
That candle will burn down over time. Sometimes you'll see a spider crawl up on the books over there. Some thunder will come through the window. There's nice little touches that they've put on the game that feel awesome once you're playing it. It really kind of sort of draws you into the story. And here we go. We got our 3 people that we got to kill this time around. And we shall. Death blow to the first. No, I guess I didn't kill him. Just take chunks out of that dude. Oh, he's laying on the ground. And there you go. There's the cue. That's the one that makes you look like a Superman. Like you are a true bandit king. Oof. Kick to the chest, and my friend, we have crushed your lungs. And he is dead. And we get some stuff. Oh, look at that. While searching the area for anything worthy of salvaging, you realize that one of your opponents is only pretending to be dead. Probably the guy I kicked in the chest. And there you go, the, find the queen style, and I have failed this time. Massive failure. Taken by surprise, you are knocked to the ground. When you recover, you find yourself alone with the dead.
You have reached my first champion. A good man, driven to madness by a war that took all from him. Wife and child, kith and kin. From such dark and brittle iron I forge my tools. Now we see your metal.
The bandit leader is stronger and faster. Essentially what it's telling you is that he can go into fits of rage and then be unblockable at times. And you will notice when there is sort of this red flame icon over his head, that means you cannot block or counter any of his moves. You just have to dodge the hell out of the way. And you get this nice little wrap stance for your mini-boss here for the Jack of Dust. And he is kind of badass, but not that badass, seeing as he is the first mini-boss here.
Get out of the way, or stop them with your own counter.
Notice it seems to be much more beneficial to just go ahead and take out minions. You know, like try to stay away from your main boss. Take out the minions, and once they are toasted, go on to fight the main guy. There sometimes are opportunities to kill the boss before you kill the minions, and they don't just go away after that. You have to kill everything. But most of the time it's just far easier to kill the minions first. Oh, and I failed that one miserably. Here we go. There's my Superman move. I just cut your hamstring and you're down. And raging or not, you still will fall, big boy. Oh, he got me. Probably because I'm talking. Talking and not fighting. Oh, nice. Excellent. See, it feels like you're a superstar at times when you're playing this game, when in reality it just looks that way. You know, you just hit one button and whoa, I'm Superman. Yay, Jack of Dust.
Down into the worms with him. Perhaps there is peace for him.
Then you get to open up this little box where you keep all of your special cards. And each coin that you've earned throughout the game comes back here at the end, and they break apart, and they give you extra cards. These cards you can put into your deck. In fact, as you progress through levels, you get more room in your deck, so you put more and more cards in there. And you get to choose which ones that you want to go into your deck. Now, it makes it look like you have to choose one, but you basically get all of these. You just have to click to reveal them, essentially. The ones with the little gold coin at the bottom, those are ones, sometimes when you beat it the first time you get a coin, or sometimes every time you play it you get a coin. But you'll see as we go into the next level some of these extra cards showing up in the decks. So I believe you start off with 12 cards. I'm not sure what the max is because I've only played up to about, I don't know, 5 levels or so in this game, just to kind of get the mechanics down to show you guys. But this is the video. This video is of the purpose
Your hero is
to go into story mode, so we are going to go ahead and do that. I have yet to try the endless mode.
Home of the members of my court.
Here the box opens, and you get to choose. Very linear in your choosing of who you fight next. And this would be the Jack of Skulls. Now the skulls are the skeleton people.
Time for you to face my undead army. Meet the Jack
Just go ahead and pop in here in the deck builder. Yeah, there you go. So we start off with 10. Now we can equip 12. Just going to go ahead and pick out the... I'm just going to take the recommended. Real quick, I'll just jump in here. These are the cards that I could put in the deck. At the top and at the bottom are the ones that are in the deck. But we'll just go ahead. Yeah, I'm not sure I really want Devil's Choice. That sounds kind of bad. We'll take the River instead. And since they're all new and I'm not really sure what they do, I'll just go ahead and leave the rest of them in there. But Devil's Chance does not sound friendly, so I'll go ahead and leave that out. Go ahead and go back.
I will add my own cards to the deck. How boring life would be without a little spice.
So for each level you get these predetermined cards also, such as curses, shops, the different mobs that you're going to encounter in the game. Sometimes you will have to refight a boss on a particular level. Like I'll probably come across the
death. Prepare yourself.
Jack of Dust again at some point. And here we have Master Lionel again. And so early on. Let's go ahead and continue on here since we already know what that says. I'm going to give him some bread. I haven't seen what happens when you give him 20 gold, because I've never had 20 gold, because he always kind of comes up at the beginning of the game.
A strong left arm is as important as a strong right arm, after all.
If you do one at random, sometimes he'll just give you a random piece of equipment for nothing.
Running water protects against many things in myth.
Here we are, the new
Generally,
card, the river.
It's just a pain to get past. There's a token in it for
Your path is blocked by a
win.
river. The water is clear but fast flowing. Going to attempt to cross the river. And here we go. Am I going to fail? High success or success? Sometimes it's pretty easy to determine which cards are success, and sometimes it's extremely difficult. Now maybe that's just because I'm not terribly good at Find the Queen. I've never played on the street or anything, so I don't know the skills. But here we go. What do we got?
Every step you take consumes food.
Captain of the
but
Guard,
you will
eh?
also heal as you proceed. Win this and claim my
You hear a
token.
shout from up ahead and the sounds of battle. Racing forwards, you discover a warrior surrounded by undead. Well, surrounded by 4 undead. Stranger, he calls out as he throws his weapon to you. Here, take my mace and put an end to these monstrosities. Now, he's given you a mace, which is nice. It's got holy, which is cool.
Not terribly subtle.
Maces seem to be super effective against the undead. I imagine each weapon type is effective against a particular suit. Like I would imagine a sword is probably best against lizardmen because of its piercing ability against scales. It's just a guess. I don't know that. Don't take that as a guide or anything, people. But I do know that the mace is good against the undead. I guess that breaks their brittle bones. I don't know. Here we go. Let's see our new mace here. Sweet. That thing is a monster. And let us dispatch these fiends. Oh. Got to hit the Q. Forgot what button I was supposed to be hitting there. There we go. And miraculously, I just swing completely behind the fiend. Look at that. Beautiful death blow. He just falls to pieces. With his broken skull and spinal column. Excellent. How do you feel now, there, Chief? Good work putting them to rest. Keep the mace. We have enough back at Qadir, he says, slowly standing. We've been hearing reports of the undead in our kingdom recently, and I came to investigate. He stops to look around at all the bone fragments. More of them here than I would have suspected. Some new horror must have decided to settle in these parts. I must head back to the capital and report this to the Duke. Watch your step, friend. There is something more powerful at work than just these skeletons.
Is yours. Well done.
I would imagine that would be the Jack of Bones.
Head downwards, if you dare.
Yes, I would like to take the stairs, considering there's no other way to go. I guess I could go back to the wagon, but I only have 0 gold, so
further,
that'd be pointless.
I do not know if you have what it takes to do better than they did.
Again, I don't really have anything. In a shady grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking to sell his wares. Let's just go ahead and move on here. Just want to hop in here and see if I can sell some equipment.
You've been collecting all that gold, you now have your answer.
Now that I have the mace, I don't know if I can sell the sword or let's just double check and see. As you can see, sell items, buy items, or buy food. And I already have a mace and the shield, and that's all I got. So that is, I could sell the shield for 4
your
gold.
opponent's challenges back in their faces.
So I think 4 gold will get me 4 food. Let's go back here. I don't know. Well, I don't want to sell my mace. That I just got it. It's awesome and it's good against undead, so I'm pretty much gonna have to do that. But I could sell the shield and get 1 more food.
With practice and good timing, you can
Plus,
reflect ranged
let's see how the game mechanic works if you have no shield. And plus, a lot of times you'll run into things that'll just give you random equipment, and you get shields on a pretty regular basis. So, and look, I didn't even have enough money for the food after all. So let us move on. Shieldless. Uh-oh. The Maze of Traps.
A cave, traps, and the hope of treasure. It's all I could ask for, and more.
Imagining I will probably get a shield back after this level here, because you do get some gain cards, and sometimes that includes equipment, so let's see what we get. Now this is just a little maze. You know, there's just traps in it, and you have to avoid the traps. Most of them are pretty easy when you start the game. As you progress, it becomes more and more difficult. Different types of traps. You have to use different mechanics to get past them. Sometimes it's just waiting, sometimes it's dodging, sometimes it's just running over things. And this stuff is pretty simple here. It looks like most of it's waiting traps. Sometimes there'll be these bushes and big spikes just come up through there. Now, on those ones that shoot those spears, what you want to do is you want to use your dodge roll button, which is the space bar. I didn't figure that out, I don't think, in this particular map, but shortly thereafter. These you just wait for, like the flame and the spikes here. The ones on the ground like this, you just run over. I was kind of hoping I could break open some of these containers, but nope, looks like no dice. Oops, that's not what I thought it was. Great, excellente. Get out of the way, man! There you are. And here we come to the end, the treasure chest, and that is the end of the Maze of Traps. But further levels makes that a lot more difficult as time passes. Pretty easy there in the beginning. Now, let's see, we get some equipment. And medium armor. Okay, I'll take that.
Distinctly average. What do you expect me to say? Congratulations?
Yes, the fortune teller is kind of a prick. In case you hadn't gathered that just yet. I mean, he is playing life or death against you, so I imagine I would probably be a prick as well if I were him. But hey man, it's his fault. Essentially what the storyline is that these are past events from your life. They get shuffled in through your memory system here, and this is how you will eventually remember. At least that's the way it sounds from the beginning levels that I've played. These are all past events that you have to kind of re-go over in your life, and if you make the same decisions or not. Yeah, I don't want the sword. The mace is much better. And here we have some swords. Probably last level here. Probably will go on this, yeah. Probably at the end of this little column of cards we will fight the Jack of Bones. But now, we must face some bandits. A group of bandits suddenly attacks. The King of Dust isn't happy about you killing his men. So bandits, and only 3 of them. So easy. And I have 0 food, which is no bueno. No food is no bueno. Hopefully we'll get some after this battle here. Sometimes you don't even have to dodge out of the way or counter their attacks. You can just beat them senseless. But when they surround you like that, it's always good to dodge out of the way. Like that. Even if you don't have the little icon that hops up, you can sort of dodge on your own. It just doesn't look as fantastic as that death blow to the stomach with a mace. Just leaving trails of bodies wherever you go. Among the bodies, you find a scrap of parchment with a rough description of you, plus an offer of a reward from the King of Dust. Okay, so I get to pick up 3 cards. Wait a minute, that's not what that said, was it? Okay, well, whatever. I know it's coming at least now. Can an ambush really be an ambush if you already know it's an ambush? Well, let's find out.
Deeper you go.
As you can see, if you run out of food, you will lose 10 health every move that you take. So hopefully we'll get some food here pretty soon. When the maiden card comes up, I know for a fact I can get food. And then, if you've already exposed a bunch of cards, you can hop back and forth to sort of feed yourself with a respite. Now here we go. We got our nice little got our skeletons who fall completely apart when you destroy them. I just shattered his skull and sent it flying. That is why I like the mace. How do you feel about that now, Chief? While searching the area for anything of worth salvaging, you realize that one of your opponents is only pretending to be dead. So I will take this one, for I know it is success. Okay, I don't know how the skeleton... I mean, both of those had huge holes in their heads. Oh.
A shield for the marathon, not the sprint.
And now we have an excellent shield. You noticed in that last battle that you got none of those green icons above their heads? That was because I didn't have a shield. So let us... We have some food. What I want... I'm going to get some, maybe some life.
You are fortunate indeed to meet Meryth again. Or perhaps we are merely cycling around the wheel and dipping into the same memories time and
this is what I want.
Again.
10 max health. Excellent. Now I'm up to 76.
Extra health.
Plus I can get up to 110.
Only a momentary respite.
But let's go ahead and continue here. I have plenty of gold now, but I'm on the last leg of my journey. And it might be a good idea to just kind of heal up and go ahead and hit the Jack of Bones. Now, he might not offer healing, but he does offer food, and I can use food to heal. So, in a way, all merchants can heal you. I just want to double check and see if there's anything that I want here. Mercenary contract, huh? Once per combat, press 2 to activate an aura that makes every successful strike drop gold. I don't really think I need that. What's this? Reveals... I don't really want that.
To navigation, but still.
Oh, you know what? Why not? Get ourselves a nice little helm. This will change up our appearance. And I think that... The reason I'm going to do that is because I think that will allow me to have that in my deck at later times. I think. Don't quote me on that, people. Go ahead and back up here. Let's see. Anything else? I already got a sweet shield. I already got a mace. I'm not going to sell any of this stuff. I have 39 gold, I think. 39. But I could sell this sword.
Great men.
Because I won't need it anymore since I have my killer mace.
Myth and legend.
Get rid of that.
For you, this will suffice.
Maybe get some more food here. I don't know. I keep getting drawn to the equipment over here. Sustain from bows and wands have a chance to restore your cooldowns. What's this mace? Is that even better? Desperate measures. Huh?
I'm impressed.
Inflicts more damage the lower your health of the wielder is, but I can't afford that anyway. Here's the mercenary contract. Let's see what that looks like when you go into battle. Now that I have no money, but I do have 2 food available to me. Oh, what? Screw it. Let's get it over with. Got 86 health.
The undead. Of all the players in the game, these are the most dangerous in the world, yet in no natural form. A wrongness, an error, cheating.
In addition to sheer strength, the skeleton has the power to revive recently defeated skeletons in its close vicinity. Oh, excellent. So an endless army until I destroy
a challenge for you, and a token
the Jack of Skulls. That's okay. It's only level 2. I'm pretty sure I can take these guys. Got an interesting sort of color. The color of the cards sort of switches from that candlelit look to... Ooh. Hell yeah. That was sweet. Can I play as the Jack of Skulls?
Shots from rifles cannot be deflected. You would do better to avoid them. Are you agile enough?
The artifact. Let's go ahead and start doing some serious damage here. Now this may be one of those times where you want to actually kill the boss first. Because if he can resurrect the dead people, I see dead people, then it's best to take him out first and then the minions. So that is what I would do. That's what I've done. And there's, oh, there they are. There's one, what's that, a blunderbuss he's got in his hand? Oh, snap! But I have 66 health. Demon number for demon fiends. And there he is, toast. Brittle bones. Let's go pick up the card. In my new conquistador style hat. I am Ferdinand the Fifth. Maybe I am Spaniard, I don't know. Don't remember my old life.
Ah, well done. Well done.
Alright, and there he goes into the deck.
The dead in their dusty tombs, and even
and now I get to pick my new cards out. But anyway, guys, that is a sort of first look, a little bit of gameplay, so you guys can see if you like this game or not. If you would like to see more of this video, please put it in the comments below. Maybe I'll do a series on it. I'm not sure yet. Just kind of depends on what your guys' interests are in it. If not, I have plenty of games to play and plenty of series to go through. So just let me know what you think. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. It's Mitsurugi Jones, and we will check you guys next time.
Shall we deal again?